The picture-perfect romance of Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid captivated viewers across the world for years, making them one of the most beloved couples in Hollywood. But beyond all the surface drama, their relationship was hiding a deep secret that ultimately drove a wedge between them. Meg Ryan, who had been widely hailed as America's sweetheart, transformed into the self-proclaimed Scarlet Woman after her marriage to Dennis Quaid ended in 2000 due to her high-profile affair with Russell Crowe. Nevertheless, Ryan recently spilt the beans in an interview about her true motivation for breaking up with Quaid, which caused quite a stir in the media and left admirers wondering what went wrong. Decades after their split, the details of the affair that soured their marriage are becoming public knowledge, and they're considerably more intricate than anyone had anticipated. When the 80s and 90s rolled around, Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid's romance was all the rage in Hollywood. Dennis Quaid became famous for his parts in The Big Easy and Great Balls of Fire, while Meg Ryan became famous for her roles in romantic comedies like When Harry Met Sally. Both actors were on the rise, but their romance was more than a pretty tale. It was a wild ride of lust, stardom, and ultimately heartache. In 1987, while shooting the science fiction comedy Inner Space, Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid crossed paths. While Ryan's career was taking off, Quaid had already made a name for himself in the acting world. On set, they instantly became romantically involved. They enjoyed a fruitful romantic and professional relationship for a number of years. The media's fascination with the duo was further heightened when they starred together in the 1988 film Doa. Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid were among the most popular couples in Hollywood by 1991. Their intimate wedding ceremony took place in Santa Monica, California that very year. Their union was straight out of a romantic comedy. With romantic comedies like You've Got Mail and Sleepless in Seattle, Ryan's star power soared, and Quaid was regarded as one of the most versatile actors in the business. Jack Quaid, their son, was born to them in 1992. As far as anyone could tell, they were living the high life. Prosperous professions, a lovely family, and the charm of being a famously attractive pair in show business. Nevertheless, there were issues within their relationship, even though they were famous and seemed happy to the world. Reportedly, their relationship was significantly more troubled than it seemed on the outside. During the early years of their relationship, Dennis Quaid freely admitted to battling with substance usage. He fought an addiction to cocaine, something he struggled with greatly in the late 1980s, both professionally and personally. It is possible that Quaid's sobriety had a negative impact on his marriage to Ryan, despite his claims in interviews to the contrary. Their marriage was already under stress from Meg Ryan's meteoric rise to stardom. While Quaid had a respectable career, it didn't reach the heights that hers reached in the 90s when she was one of Hollywood's biggest actresses. The nature of their relationship evolved due to Ryan's work taking precedence, which allegedly caused conflict between them. Meg Ryan and Russell Crowe were co-stars in the romance drama Proof of Life, which was released in the year 2000. Speculation about an extramarital affair between Ryan and Crowe began to circulate around this period, shocking Hollywood. The media paid close attention to the scandal because of how widely reported it was, particularly because, according to Hollywood standards, Ryan and Quaid's marriage was among the strongest. The journalists and paparazzi were all over Crowe and Ryan's short romance, which added to the drama of her divorce from Quaid. Ryan took a lot of heat from the public when his affair with Crowe was said to be the reason his relationship with Quaid ended. She was cast as the story's antagonist back then. Many people point the finger at her adultery as the reason the marriage ended. Everyone thought Meg Ryan's affair with Russell Crowe was the only cause for the official divorce of Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan in 2001, following nearly a decade of marriage. Although Quaid remained silent throughout the divorce procedures, he opened out about how the affair had affected him in subsequent interviews. Quaid admitted years after the divorce that he had been caught unawares by the affair and the dissolution of his marriage. In an open discussion, he detailed the emotional toll it took on him and how he has yet to fully heal. A single affair wasn't the root of their marital problems, though, as he has pointed out. After years of being portrayed as the housewrecker in the media, Meg Ryan finally gave her side of the story in an interview with InStyle magazine. It wasn't her infidelity with Russell Crowe, she insisted, that caused her marriage to Dennis Quaid to end. Actually, she hinted that the marriage had already ended before she started seeing Crowe. Ryan also brought to light the fact that Quaid had been unfaithful during their marriage, something that the media had mostly ignored until now. She raved about the story to the magazine. However, my 9-year marriage was not depicted in the article. It hurt a lot because Dennis was unfaithful to me for a long time. That is something I learned more about after my divorce. Crowe shouldered too much responsibility. According to the You've Got Mail actress, she concluded that he had taken a serious blow. However, Russell refrained from ending the union. It wasn't his doing, but he was unquestionably present in the final moments. It was a disaster on my part. In the end, I also hurt him. Another long-term relationship is just not possible for me. Now wasn't the moment to do that. So I left. Ryan, though, isn't seeking pity. She asserted that she was not a victim. It was a fascinating experience for me to be a Scarlet woman. Despite the agony, it was a great release. Despite the brief duration of her relationship with Russell Crowe, Ryan acknowledged in the same interview that it was intense and meaningful, and her remarks reveal that she and Quaid had their own problems throughout their relationship, which led to the dissolution of their marriage. Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid went their separate ways after their divorce. Ryan took a break from the limelight to raise her son Jack and live a more private life. She eventually got back into acting, but she never achieved the same level of fame she had in the 1990s. She also dabbled in directing and producing. Despite this, she insisted that the story wasn't the reason for her divorce from Quaid. The public's view of her as the story's antagonist had a profound impact on her professional and pers. While Ryan continued to work steadily in film and television, Quaid married Kimberly Buffington in 2004, had twins with her, and later divorced. Despite the emotional scars from his breakup with Ryan, Quaid has kept up a successful career and spoken about healing. Their son Jack has followed in his parents' footsteps and is also an actor, appearing in films like Scream 2022 and The Boys 2022. The relationship between Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid is still one of the most memorable love stories in Hollywood, marked by triumph and tragedy. The public unfolding of their marriage's disintegration has been overshadowed by the revelation of the underlying causes of their split, which has provided a more complex portrait of their time together. Before we delve into their Hollywood romance, let's revisit Meg Ryan's birth and upbringing in a Catholic household with math teacher Father Harry Hyra and actress casting director Mother Susan Jordan. Meg was the fourth of 4 children, and the eventual divorce of her parents further complicated. Even though she had a tough time in school, Ryan was a model student and did very well academically. She went to Bethel High School. Ryan's mom had a little acting career and wanted her to follow in her footsteps, but she wasn't interested in acting at first. Instead, she wanted to be a journalist. After high school, Ryan attended New York University, NYU, where she majored in journalism and hoped to one day be a writer or broadcaster. Her training as a journalist informed her acting style. She began her acting career in commercials, including one for Burger King, and soon realized that her part-time work could become a full-fledged career. Casting agents noticed her talent and charisma, and in 1982 she landed a major break in a recurring role as Betsy Stewart in the popular daytime soap opera As the World Turns. This role brought her visibility and introduced her to a wider audience, setting the stage for her transition into film. Ryan made her film debut in the drama Rich and Famous, where she had a small but memorable part as the daughter of Candice Bergen's character. Although it wasn't a leading role, it gave her valuable industry experience and encouraged her to pursue acting seriously. After leaving As the World Turns in 1984, Ryan, although her part was minor, it was crucial, and she gained considerable exposure in one of the most successful films of the decade, Top Gun 1986, playing Carol, the wife of Anthony Edwards' character Goose. Her sincere and warm performance made her character stand out, even among a star-studded cast that included Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer. However, it was her 1989 performance in When Harry Met Sally that truly established her as a star. She became famous for her portrayal of Sally Albright in the iconic romantic comedy, which won over audiences and established her as a leading lady in the genre. The film's success catapulted her to the top tier of Hollywood stardom, and she became the leading lady in romantic comedies. Other films such as Sleepless in Seattle, French Kiss, Addicted to Love, and You've Got Mail further cemented her position as America's sweetheart. Her charisma, vivacity, and relatability made her an iconic figure in Hollywood. Among the most beloved actresses of the 90s, Meg Ryan also dabbled in directing. In the early 2010s, she was attached to a number of projects, including the ensemble drama Lives of the Saints, starring Kat Dennings, Kevin Zegers, and John Lithgow, and Long Time Gone, a film adaptation of April Stevens' novel Angel Angel, both of which never came to fruition. In April 2011, it was announced that Ryan would make her feature film directing debut in Into the Beautiful, a contemporary big chill about longtime friends reuniting, but it was never finished. February 2012 saw Ryan's appearance in the PBS documentary Half the Sky, turning oppression into opportunity for women worldwide. The series follows the lives of women and girls who face oppression and fight to overcome it. The same month saw the release of Ryan's audiobook recording of William Saroyan's The Human Comedy. October 2013 brought reports that Ryan would be making a television comeback, producing and starring in a new NBC comedy about a former hotshot New York editor. Unfortunately, the project was once again rejected for production approval. After a 4-year break, Ryan collaborated with Lisa Kudrow on the improv comedy series Web Therapy, which she appeared in 5 episodes of in 2013. The following year, she voiced Greta Gerwig's character in the pilot of How I Met Your Dad, a female-centric spin-off of the CBS sitcom How I Met Your Mother, but the project was ultimately greenlit. Ryan's next feature film was the ABC Family film Fangirl, an independent comedy about a 15-year-old girl, Kiernan Shipka, with a passion for filmmaking who embarks on a film about her favorite band, All Time Low. The film premiered at the Los Angeles Film Festival in June 2015. In 2015, Ryan made her directing debut with Ithaca, a drama adaptation of the 1943 novel. The Human Comedy, directed by William Saroyan and set in Petersburg, Virginia, had its world premiere at the Middleburg Film Festival in October. Ryan made a comedic return in 2023's What Happens Later, co-starring David Duchovny. Dennis William Quaid was born on April 9, 1954, in Houston, Texas. His parents, Juanita Bonnie Dale Jordan and William Rudy Quaid, were real estate agents and electricians, respectively. Quaid grew up in the suburbs of Houston with Randy Quaid, who would go on to become. After high school, he continued his education at the University of Houston, where he studied drama. However, he never completed his degree. Quaid was motivated by his brother Randy's success and his own acting passion, so he dropped out of college and moved to Los Angeles in the mid-1970s to pursue a career in Hollywood. His early years in Hollywood were challenging, as they were for many aspiring actors. He auditioned for parts and took small roles in low-budget films and television shows, often being rejected. His first minor break came with a role in the 1978 television movie Are You in the House Alone? But his career really took off in 1979 with the critically acclaimed film Breaking Away, a film about a group of working-class friends in Indiana. In the coming-of-age drama Breaking Away, Quaid gained Hollywood recognition for his performance as Mike, one of the main characters. Critics praised his natural charisma and down-to-earth charm in this role. Quaid went on to have a string of successful roles in the early 1980s, including The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia in 1981 and Tough Enough Enough in 1983, which showcased his versatility. In 1983, Dennis Quaid landed one of his most iconic roles as astronaut Gordon Cooper in The Right Stuff, a film about the early days of the U.S. space program. This performance solidified his reputation as a leading man. The Right Stuff was a critical success and earned multiple Academy Awards, further propelling Quaid's career. Actor, musician, and owner of a Cessna Citation and pilot's license, Quaid is known for his ability to portray strength, vulnerability, and humor, all of which would come to characterize his later work. He also writes and performs the song Closer to You in the 1987 film The Big Easy. In 2005, Quaid was named the top golfer among the Hollywood set by Golf Digest magazine. He is a fan of the Houston Astros and narrated their commemorative DVD release after the 2005 National League Championship winning season. After filming The Express, the Ernie Davis story, Quaid went to Cleveland Browns Stadium to dedicate Davis' jersey. In 2020, Quaid started podcasting with Dennis Quaid and Jimmy Jelinek, starting The Pet Show. Dennis Quaid learned about a homeless cat in Lynchburg, Virginia named Dennis Quaid during that podcast. He took the cat in as his own and moved it to his recording studio in California. By the late 1980s, both actors were establishing themselves as major players in Hollywood, but their paths diverged. Meg Ryan was becoming known as the queen of romantic comedies, while Dennis Quaid was known for his rugged charisma and ability to take on dramatic and action parts. The two actors first crossed paths while working on Joe Dante's sci-fi comedy Inner Space. Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid's love story is one of Hollywood's most memorable yet complex romances. From their early days of rising stardom to their high-profile marriage and eventual divorce, their relationship reflected the ups and downs that often come with fame. Quaid plays a test pilot who is miniaturized and injected into a human subject played by Martin Short, while Ryan portrays his love interest. Their on-screen chemistry was palpable, and it quickly became evident that the sparks between them were more than just acting. They began dating while filming the picture, and their relationship became a focal point of Hollywood gossip. Though their marriage ended in heartbreak, it serves as a reminder that even the brightest stars in Hollywood face real-life difficulties, making their stories relatable on a human level. Today, both Ryan and Quaid have moved on and continued to grow in their personal and professional lives, while their relationship remains a poignant chapter in their respective histories. Both actors found success individually, but their union faced unsurmountable challenges, including public scrutiny, personal struggles, and the demands of their careers.